What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tony's Picks Look Ahead show here. We're going to break down Tuesday action here for February 24th. Should be a good little card. We have some soccer I will get to, but that will be at the end of the show. I'll give you guys a soccer parlay. We're mostly going to break down hoops here for Tuesday. It's basically the gist of what's going on in sports as of February. So, a lot of hoops. We'll be getting into it. Of course, 5-2 night tonight. Uh, so not going to complain at all. It was a rough start, 0-2, and then to reel off five straight. Not going to be mad at that to end the night. Kansas huge there. Nice little cherry on top to our night. So I'm looking to keep it going here. We got a nice little slate here. Of course, like and subscribe before we get into this action here. We're going to start in the NBA. We got 76ers and Pacers. When you look here, Sixers laying 8.5 on the road, of course. Total, what do you call it? 1 second here. Book's not showing me a total 235.5 as of right now. I'm seeing. So actually, I'm seeing 9.5 for the 76ers and 235.5 there in Indiana. When I look here, some of my notes that I got here. 1 second. Just Philly, 18-9 on the road this year, ATS wise. I think they should be able to get this one done. Again, Pacers just dreadful tank season, whole 9 yards. When you get to the injury reports, nobody really of significance. Janai Broom, Embiid's always on there, and Beauchamp as well. A host of players though for the Pacers. I mean, 1, 2, 3. It's about 10 guys. I'm not even kidding you. I'm going to count them out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys on the injury report. Zubac, Neesmith, McConnell, Nemhard, Potter, Pascal Siakam, Cam Jones. I don't think the Pacers are taking the second half of the NBA really too seriously. Got no problem going to the 76ers here in this one. I'll lay it. We got Wizards and Hawks. Hawks here, the 13.5 point favorite. Total 235.5 as well. When you look here, injury report wise, host of players: Champagne, Russell, Sarr. Really, Sarr is the big piece there. Vucevic as well. Just Kuminga, who's game time. Hawks here laying a boatload at home. I'm almost having to go to the golden rule here and never lay it with the Hawks. I mean, I think people know this at this point. I'm trying to pull something up real quick. When I look here, Hawks were 1-5 ATS last 6 versus the Southeast Division. So obviously that's including the Wizards. They've been struggling. And then Wizards 6-4 last 10 meetings head to head. So a young enough squad with, I've mentioned this Trey Johnson before, Carrington. There's some pieces that I like. Obviously, Keyshawn George. So, yeah, sign me up for – another one is Will Riley, the kid out of Illinois. Plenty of young pieces that we could back here. I'm not mad at going to the Wizards here, plus the 13.5 in that one. We got Knicks and Cavs. Say what's up here to Sonny. I decided to be a real gambler and go straight on Cougars and Louisville. Had to win a 3-teamer on crappy league teams to make up. Tell me about it. Sunday, I hit a 4-teamer tonight. I wasn't going to start bragging or nothing. 2 of those legs, I was on the opposite side. I was on UNC, and then the other leg was Kansas, and then Texas Corpus Christi, and then Rio Grande Valley plus 4-teamer hit for us. Nice little 12-1, so I'm not going to complain there. Good to see Sonny here in the chat. But, yeah, sometimes you got to go to those crap teams, right, just to get a little get back. It is what it is. We got Knicks and Cavs up next. What do we got here? Cavaliers minus the 3.5. Total 231.5. Of course, Cavs at home. Injury report-wise in this one, I'm only seeing Miles McBride for the Knicks. He'll be out. And then Max Strus for the Cavs. So we have basically two full healthy squads here. Should be probably the game of the night, the one I'm most intrigued to watch. You guys know I'm a Knicks fan, but I can't back them here. You know how they play on the road, but solid as hell at home. 9 straight wins versus the East, Cleveland here. 5 straight wins at home. I think they keep it going here. Minus the 3.5, minus do your line shopping, you might get a 3 or 2.5. So again, line shop with this one, but I think Cavs clearly the side here in this one. We got Hornets and Bulls. What do you call it here? 8.5-point favorites for the Hornets on the road in Chicago. Total 230. Injury report wise, Kalkbrenner and McNeely with Kobe White for the Hornets. Bulls, of course, no Anthony Simmons, Jalen Smith, Jaden Ivey. Zach Collins still out for the year, obviously. He still keeps popping up on the injury report. So, yeah, when you look here, it was 112.99 last time these teams played, a Charlotte blowout. I don't know. I would have wanted Anthony Simmons in the lineup. I mean, can Giddey go off, do his thing? I don't know. To me, I'm not looking to back a side in this one. What I'm really looking at is these numbers that trend for the under in this matchup. Forget choosing the side. I get it. Charlotte could cover this, but it's still 8.5 points on the road at the end of the day versus a professional basketball team. So I'm sketched out already in that. So when you look, 10 out of the last 15 head-to-head have gone under between these two teams. Hornets 35-23 this year to the under. And then you look, the Bulls 17-12 to the under at home. I think everything points to an under 231, 230. Again, do your line shopping in this one, but either way, Hornets, Bulls under the total. We got Heat and Bucks in this one. Bucks 5.5-point dogs. Total 227. This one here should be interesting. Of course, Milwaukee at home have started to play kind of well. Injury report-wise, Giannis and Taurean Prince really still out. Miami Heat, I'll get to that in just a second. Jovic and Davion Mitchell. When I look here, I like the little three-piece they have with Kevin Porter, Ryan Rollins, and Cam Thomas. So I'm not mad to keep it going with the Bucks. I'll start off with that. I know they got blown out by the Raptors last time, but I don't know. I still like them. Look, 5-0 ATS last 5 versus Miami. When you look, 10 out of the last 12 meetings when in Milwaukee have gone over between these two teams. 11 out of the last 15 in general have gone over head-to-head. Obviously, 2 Eastern Conference almost rivals here, Bucks and Heat. Not the biggest of rivalries, but you get me. These teams battle each other year in, year out. I like an over. A lot of scoring in this one. I still think the Bucks are playing hard. You guys can crap on them all you want. Still fighting to get in the play-in. It'll be ugly this year. I believe if they don't make the play-in and at least win a round and do something in the playoffs to make it salvageable season, Doc Rivers may be gone. So I'll leave it at that. But still think Bucks plus the 5, playing hungry, playing desperate. And again, I like the over. Again, with those 3 guards on the court and then what you got over there with the Heat, Heat trend to the over as well. So, yeah, I'll take the over 227, Bucks on the side in that one. We got Warriors and Pelicans. This is the final NBA game I'll talk about. Of course, I didn't talk about every single one tonight. Again, Tony'sPicks.com. Link in the description here. Take you to the site where our best bets are. So we'll get into Warriors and Pelicans. Warriors laying 2.5 here on the road. Total, of course, another one where I can't find the total. 224.5 in this one. Warriors and Pelicans. When you look here, injury report-wise, still no Steph. DeAnthony Melton, Al Horford, who had a huge night the other night. Porzingis, Draymond. Basically the whole Warriors roster, right? You got Miles, Moody, and Pods out there pretty much. But for the Pelicans, Eves, Missy, and Micah Peavy, Trey Murphy as well, who's a nice piece. Really, Missy and Murphy are 2 pieces, huge there for the Pelicans. I don't know who's going to do it for us. Is it going to be Brzezinski? What's he averaging? 12.5 points per game this year. 18 points, 16 points, 16 points here. 3 out of the last 4 games has, been pretty solid. He had a 15 rebound, 9 assist, 18 point there versus Denver, of course. In that game, I don't know. Can he get it up and going here on the road? It feels super trappish, super, super trappish. But again, Golden State 8th in the West, still possible of getting out of the play-in spot. A lot of teams fight desperately for that 6th seed. At least you don't have to go to the play-in type thing. So again, Warriors trying to, I believe, win every game they can. You look who they got next. They got another game out in the or in Memphis here. Not really the biggest of look-ahead type spots. Then they play LA, obviously. But I think, again, needing every win they can get, I think the Warriors just simply take care of business. I know, ugly injury report, but Kerr is still able to work with. There's guys that, again, we're not going to hear of. Guy Santos, all these types of randoms that are on the Warriors roster will step up and take care of business here. Over, more than likely. Pelicans, I think they actually do trend to the under. So really, I like the Warriors as a side. So let me stop talking about the total. I like the Warriors here minus the 2.5 in that one. Before I get into college hoops, I'll get into the chat a little bit. Sonny's still up in here. What do we got? He says Corpus Christi. Yep. Houston Christian. Yep. Grambling is the only one I don't think I gave, but yes, I gave those 2. Loved it. Good to see that. Every Cab I listen to said UNC, KU, but I'm stubborn. There's nothing wrong with betting on the road team every now and then. It's just bad luck tonight. It is what it is. He put lost to 4 team with Kate Cunningham. Yeah. I knew to get on them Spurs, dude. No, I hate Detroit at this point. I have a disdain hate for them because in the beginning of the year, I faded them. They were taking my money. And then I said, okay, let me start respecting these cats because Detroit, they've been taking my money. So let me, try to back them now. Lost like 2-3 in a row with them. Yeah, we all have that team that it happens every year where, you just can't catch a winning spot with them, win or backing them or not. That's been Detroit Pistons. That's why I just said, nope, I'll take the Spurs tonight. Screw them. When those teams do that to you, just fade them. We got Miami, Ohio, Eastern Michigan. First college game I'll talk about. Let me find this one. I believe it's a 10.5 here for Miami, Ohio. They're laying total 154.5. Of course, Eastern Michigan at home here. First meeting this season. I believe getting everybody's best shot in Miami, Ohio. Don't get me wrong, but you look, Eastern Michigan 1-9 in their last 10 games. But look how they've been playing ATS-wise. Not too bad this year. 19-8 to the number, covering a lot of big spreads. This one, they're getting double digits. It's dreadful there, 3-point shooting wise. Eastern Michigan, 245th in the country. Of course, Miami, Ohio, 3rd in the country. Main reason why they've been a big juggernaut, over 40% from behind the arc. Miami, Ohio, 7-3 ATS wise in the last 10 meetings, head to head. You look 14-5 ATS as well. In the last 20, there was a push in there, but historically have dominated Eastern Michigan, and now they have their best team in program history. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going to keep riding the train here with Miami, Ohio until we have our fade spot, which I'll name it in a future video, but I already know where it's at, and it's not here. Give me Miami, Ohio, minus the 10.5 in this one. Over, of course, in that one as well. Even with dreadful Eastern Michigan. Let me get off of that. Okay, we got NC State and University of Virginia in this one. 5.5-point dogs here for NC State. When you look total 152.5. Of course, NC State on the road. Road faves, road dogs. I'll back a road team here, Sonny. How about that? We'll get on NC State. Just simply look, 3-point shooting numbers way in a top 10 team, top 7 in the country. 48th in free throws, NC State, compared to Virginia, 244th. Obviously, the rebounding and size advantage may be going to Virginia. Virginia playing just a little too well right now for my liking, peaking a little too early, winners of 8 straight. I could argue that's how Michigan was the other day when they lost to Duke, when they lost to Duke. I don't know why Miami came out. But anyways, I just don't like UVA here in the spot laying it. When you look ATS wise, 2-6 ATS last 8 ACC conference games. They've been laying the 6.5s and 7s and winning by 3, winning by 4. So just peep the box scores, peek the past numbers with UVA, and I don't like them laying anything over 3, even on home court, even against an NC State overrated Will Wade squad. Give me NC State here plus the 5.5 in this one. We got Cincinnati and Texas Tech. Obviously, still talk about it. JT Toppin still out for the year. Huge loss. Kansas State. That's who Texas Tech just bludgeoned. I was trying to get to that. They played well in the first real game without him finally. Actually, they did get upset with Arizona State, which we gave that one out. But anyways, Texas Tech is, going to figure it out here. And I think they do against Cincy, who, again, has some size. Let's not get it twisted here. Cincy has some size. Both of these bigs, Baba Miller, the main one, but the other guy also had a huge day there versus Kansas, a big part of the reason why they got that upset. I think this team's riding a little too high for my liking. Texas Tech finds a way without Toppin. They still got Anderson to do the work from the perimeter at home. I don't know. Cincy look 4-7 to the number away from home this year. I'm just thinking Texas Tech still finds a way to get this one done. Jizzle James, not the biggest fan of. Day Thomas, etc. These guys, Jack shots up, and very streaky type guys. They were hot versus Kansas. Sometimes these big games they get up and they're going to take your money because you're fading them, right? But more than likely, I think fading them, you're going to do well. So give me Texas Tech here in this one. We got Kentucky and South Carolina. What do you got here? 6.5 7-point favorites. Total 149.5. When you look here, we got South Carolina 2-5 ATS last 7 games at home, so not really defending home court. Of course, Kentucky struggled in the past versus South Carolina. Haven't taken them serious. South Carolina, of course, a bottom dweller in the SEC. I still think Kentucky takes care of business here. Losers of 3 straight. This is a get-right spot for Kentucky. I'm not going to ever bet on South Carolina. So there you go. In that one, we got Iowa State, Utah, almost the last game of the night. We got Utah here plus the 13.5. In this one, Utah, 9-3 ATS-wise in the last 12 games. They've played as an underdog. So let me read that out again. 9-3 to the number as an underdog. Last 12. Of course, this is a revenge spot from last year. A lot of new faces, though. 82-59 Iowa State. That was in Iowa State. I just think Utah's a live dog, put it that way. Iowa State, not necessarily the greatest, 7-5 ATS this year away from home. I don't know. They got Texas Tech, Arizona on deck. Could argue there's bigger fish to fry than these Utah Utes at home. So give me Utah here, plus the 13.5. 1 second, guys. All right, we got UCF and BYU. I'll be quick with this. BYU UCF 29th in 3-point field goal percentage. BYU 111th. I was surprised looking at those numbers. BYU 3-7 ATS-wise versus the Big 12. But too many injuries on UCF's side, so I can't back them in this spot. Those numbers were impressive. But BYU is going to lay this number and they're going to cover it. So don't get on UCF. It looks tempting when you look at the numbers, but then go dig in and see how many guys are out. It's very, very, very bad. I believe 2 of their top 3 leading scorers are out. So, again, got to go BYU in this one. Soccer parlay here. Olympiacos and Bodo on the spread. 2-team that plus 340. And then a little end of the show parlay, a recap of, I like this college parlay. That's basically what that is. All right, guys. And then let me show you what we got to today. First off, last 30 days have been solid. Last 7 days have been solid. Today was solid. We went 5-2. Look at the last 30 days and how many different sports. 2026 as well. So working it out. 5 straight wins. But there you have it, guys. Check out what I have tomorrow on the site. I'll have them up shortly. So thank you guys very much. Good seeing you, DeAndre. But again, tune in tomorrow. Appreciate you guys very much. Make tomorrow a winning day. Peace.